Hey everyone, welcome to Native English Podcast, the place where we talk about topics that make you stop and think, all in clear, natural English.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tom.
And I'm Emma. Whether you're learning English or you just enjoy listening to it, relax and let the language come to you naturally.
And stick around until the end, because in our vocabulary corner, we are going to explain 3 useful words and expressions from today's episode.
Today we're talking about something called saving it for best. You know, when you have something nice, like a candle, a fancy dress, or even a new notebook, and you just can't bring yourself to use it.
Oh my God, yes. I have a bottle of perfume I've been saving for over a year.
See, that's exactly it. So today we're going to dig into why our brains do this, what psychology says about it, and by the end, we're going to ask a bigger question, not just about candles and notebooks, but about what this habit says about how we treat our whole lives.
Okay, that sounds a bit intense for a podcast about perfume.
Trust me, stay with me on this one. Let's start simple. Tom, do you have something right now that you're saving for best?
Honestly, yeah. I got a really nice notebook as a gift last Christmas. It's still empty.
Why haven't you used it?
I don't know. It just feels too nice to write in. Like, if I write something boring in it, like a grocery list, it'll ruin it somehow.
That's such a common feeling, and there's actually a name for it in psychology. Researchers Ran Kivets and Annette Kynan studied this exact behavior. They found that people often delay using nice things because using them feels like using them up.
Using them up? Like, once I write in the notebook, the perfect empty version disappears forever?
Exactly. Right now, your notebook is full of potential. It could become anything, a journal, a sketchbook, whatever. But the moment you write in it, that potential becomes one specific, real thing. And real things are never as perfect as the idea of them.
Wow. Okay, that's actually kind of deep for a Tuesday.
Right? And here's the twist. Kivitz and Kanan also found that people usually regret saving things more than they regret using them. Years later, you don't think, I'm so glad I saved that candle. You think, I wish I had just used it.
Oh, that's so true. My grandmother had like 3 unopened bottles of really nice perfume when she passed away. She was saving them for special occasions that never came.
That's such a perfect and honestly kind of sad example. And it happens with small things too. Good dishes that only come out when guests visit. Nice clothes that just sit in the closet for years.
Okay, but can I push back a little here?
Go for it.
Isn't there something kind of reasonable about saving things? Like, if I used my nicest clothes every single day, they wouldn't feel special anymore. Doesn't scarcity make things more meaningful?
That's a really fair point, actually. There's truth to that. If you use something constantly, it can lose its specialness. But here's the difference psychologists point out. There's a big gap between using something thoughtfully, sometimes, and never using it at all because you're scared to ruin the idea of it. Most people who save it for best aren't finding a healthy balance. They're stuck in a cycle of waiting.
So it's not about using everything all the time. It's about the fact that the right moment somehow never comes.
Exactly. And that's where it gets interesting because this isn't really about candles or notebooks at all. It's about how we treat time.
What do you mean?
Well, think about it. How many people say things like, I'll be happy once I get the promotion, or I'll enjoy life once things settle down? We do the exact same thing with our lives that we do with that notebook. We keep waiting for some future perfect moment to finally start living. And meanwhile, today just quietly passes by, unused like a blank page.
Okay, that hit different.
Right? Because the notebook doesn't feel sad about staying empty. But we do. There's actual research on this called hyperopia, which basically means being farsighted, but psychologically. People who focus too much on the future often look back later with real regret, wishing they'd allowed themselves small pleasures in the present, instead of always saving up for later.
So the perfume, the notebook, the fancy clothes, they're kind of just symbols, little tests of whether we let ourselves enjoy the present.
Exactly. And I think that's why this topic hits people so hard when they hear it. It's not really about objects, it's about permission, giving yourself permission to actually live now, instead of only in some imagined, better future version of your life.
That's kind of unsettling, not gonna lie. Because if I think about it, I do this with more than just objects. I've postponed calling old friends because I was waiting for the right time. I've had ideas I never started because I wanted the perfect moment to begin.
That's exactly the pattern. And once you notice it in the little things, the candle, the notebook, you start noticing it everywhere else too.
Can I tell you something a bit embarrassing?
Please.
I once bought a really nice bottle of wine for a friend's wedding gift, but I actually bought two, one for them and one for myself, for a special night. That was 4 years ago. It's still in my cupboard.
Really? 4 years?
4 years. And every time I see it, I think, not tonight, maybe next weekend. And then next weekend comes and it's just a normal Friday, so I don't open it. Somehow normal never feels like enough of a reason.
That's such a clear example of what we're talking about, though. The wine isn't waiting for a specific night. You are. And weirdly, the real deciding factor was never about the wine at all. It was about whether you believed the moment was worthy of it.
Which is a strange thing to put on a Tuesday night when you think about it. Like, my Tuesday has to earn a glass of wine.
Right, and flip that around. What if instead we let the wine make the Tuesday feel special instead of waiting for the Tuesday to prove it deserves the wine?
Oh, okay, that's a genuinely nice way to flip it.
So, what do we actually do about it? Because just use your nice stuff feels a little too simple for what we just talked about. I think the real shift is realizing that ordinary days are allowed to be enough. You don't need a wedding or a huge achievement to justify lighting a candle, or wearing something you love, or finally starting that idea. An ordinary Tuesday can hold something meaningful if you let it.
So the challenge isn't really use your perfume today. It's more like stop waiting for permission that's never going to come.
Exactly. So here's what we want to leave you with. Think of one thing you're saving for best. An object, sure, but also maybe an idea, a conversation, a trip you keep postponing.
And ask yourself honestly, what exactly am I waiting for? Is that moment really coming? Or am I just protecting an idea of perfection that isn't real?
Because most of the time, there is no perfect moment quietly waiting in the future. There's just this one, today. And whether or not you choose to use it.
Okay, I'm actually going to go write in that notebook after we finish recording.
Good. Let us know what you decide to finally use. We'd genuinely love to hear it.
All right, let's move on to our vocabulary corner.
Our first word for this episode is scarcity. This means when something is rare or limited, which can make it feel more valuable or special. For example, the scarcity of the limited edition sneakers made people want them even more.
Nice. Next up, we have loss aversion, a psychology term for how people feel the pain of losing something much more strongly than the pleasure of gaining something equal. For example, loss aversion explains why people avoid using things they consider special.
And our last one for today, to postpone, meaning to delay something, to push it to a later time. For example, he postponed opening the wine for years, waiting for the perfect night.
Great words for today's episode.
Before we go, if you enjoyed this one, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode.
And we'd genuinely love to know, what's something you're saving for best right now? Let us know in the comments. We read every single one.
Thanks so much for listening.
See you next time on Native English Podcast. Take care.